I'm 28 years old. I'm one of 9 children. My dad had used drugs for most of my life. He's always been in and out of prison. In fact, he's only ever spent 2 of my birthdays out of prison. My mother, my siblings and I would often be at the other end of my dad's temper. He would often lash out and beat us. It was hard for my mum to bring us all up by herself due to my dad being in and out of custody. At the age of 7, I was diagnosed with ADHD. At around the age of 8, I found my dad's weed tin. It was then that I started to smoke cannabis. I would buy it from the boys that would come down from London. I was aware of the dealers in the area, as people would approach you to see if you wanted to buy drugs. They weren't hard to find, they would hang out about my estate. By the age of 10, I was thrown out of all the schools. The last resort was the naughty children's school. I even got kicked out of that. When I was 10, I received an antisocial behaviour order after a crime wave around Folkestone. We were the first people to ever get an ASBO in England. When I was at school, I would sell weed as it was an easy way to make money. If anyone had brought drugs off someone else, I would be violent towards them. This then led to me robbing dealers. These dealers would come down from London and think they could sell their drugs on my patch. I didn't care if they cut me. At this point, I was cutting myself. I didn't really think about how it made me feel. Their money became my money. I took their phone and sold their drugs. People would pay me not to rob them. They were all running down from London to sell the drugs. If people stopped buying drugs from me, I would make them tell me who they buying their drugs from, as this was my patch. I was sent to Leverton Hall Security Unit in Essex, aged 12. We would play football and stuff, but then there was also the fighting. I didn't have an education. My life was about staying alive, and the only thing I know was fighting. Again, I was out around 4 months, and again I got nicked for robbery. All my crime have been on drug dealers. I'm always honest when in court and answer to the crimes that I've done. The judge even said to me, the drug dealers need protecting. I was sent back to Cookham Wood due to fighting. I got shipped out to Warren Hill. Back then it was a YOI. And well rough, every day I was fighting and was wondering where the next fight would be coming from. These fights can be about anything from owing money to someone taking a sheet of your bog roll. I got released in 2008. In 2010, I came to Elmley. I was always fighting. I had assaults left, right and centre on staff. I really didn't care. They would speak to me and treat me like crap. I had done 6 months on constant watch due to self-harm and not eating. I was seen as the problem prisoner because of my fighting. As the years went on, my behaviour didn't really change much. I was never listened to, just told I was guilty. Things started to turn for me in around 2020. I had enough of the way things were and really wanted to change, but I had no idea how to. Then one day, Governor Dyson gave me a chance, like a proper one. I was given a job as a yard cleaner. I started to flourish. My risk got lowered. I then started to work on the servery. I then became a diversity rep. Things were good. I'd been doing really well for about 4 months, had no negative entries and no fighting with prisoners or staff. I actually had to sit on a prisoner once when he went to smack up an officer. Emma came to see me and spoke about Forward Trust's Step Back programme. It sounded interesting. It gave me hope that I could change, as this Francis had done it before. He was from Reform, Restore, Respect, and had been where I had been. I mean, I knew what I had to do, but I just didn't know how to do it. Bearing in mind I had no education, I didn't know how to fill out forms or anything to keep me on the straight and narrow. For the first time in my life, I actually felt supported. I felt really good about myself. I wanted to spread the word about how carrying weapons and robbing dealers can do this to your life. My life was messed up. I want children to know how easy it is to become involved in it all. Just don't do it, it's not worth it. Whilst I was in Elmley, Emma, my step-back worker, helped me with my release. Part of this was housing. I'd never settled anywhere due to being in and out of custody. I was given emergency accommodation. The support that was given to me was so good. I had a lot of housing. Turning Point, Francis, Emma, Jermaine and Kevin from Forward Trust, Dover. In all the times I've been released from custody, I've never had so much support. I'm so grateful that Emma came to see me that day and supported me throughout, even after my release. My past choices has made me who I am today. I have bad mental health, bipolar, PTSD, split personality, ADHD and schizophrenia. Before, I really liked having a name for myself and fought so hard to protect it. I don't want that name now. I want to live a normal life and not be judged for my past behaviours. If I can stop one child carrying a knife, then I feel I have made a difference.